When you think of Florida, you most likely think of sunshine and endless fun. With its beautiful beaches, picturesque cities, and countless activities, Florida caters to all types of travelers. Moreover, the warm weather and abundance of year-round sunshine make it an ideal place for many to relocate. However, while Florida has a lot to offer, there are some areas that we'd recommend thinking twice about living in due to high crime rates, traffic congestion, lower quality of life, and more. So, today on Across the Globe, we're going to take a deep dive into the worst towns to live in Florida. Number 1. Opa Locka. Opa Locka is a small city outside of Miami, and although it is known for its high crime rates, it is still frequented by sun chasers due to its close proximity to a number of idyllic beaches. According to Neighborhood Scout, Opa Locka has an annual crime rate of 71 crimes per 1,000 residents, with about 30% of those being violent offenses. Crime is considered to be so high here due to 50.9% of the population living in poverty, with the average household income being only $34,797. And according to CoveSmart, Opa Locka has a safety rating of -2.93, making it the second most violent city in Florida. Another shortcoming of Opa Locka is its declining population growth. Over the past few years, Opa Locka's population has steadily decreased. According to World Population Review, Opa Locka's population has declined by 6.02% from the most recent census, and is currently falling at a pace of 2.05% annually. This could be due to a number of reasons, but one potential reason could be the higher cost of living. In comparison to the rest of the country, Opa Locka's cost of living is 8.5% higher than the U.S. average. This higher cost of living combined with high crime rates makes it pretty clear why people are leaving this place. Number 2. Orlando. This one might be a bit surprising, but hear us out. First off, Orlando has a high cost of living, especially when it comes to housing and taxes. According to data compiled by Living Cost, Orlando has an average cost of living of $2,226, which puts it in the top 4% of the most expensive cities in the world. It is ranked 358th overall out of the 9,294 cities on the list, 280th in the United States out of 2,202 cities, and 23rd in Florida out of 125 cities. In addition to being an expensive way of life, the hot and humid climate in the summer months can be uncomfortable for many people, and with such heat comes a multitude of bugs to swat away. Of course, this could apply to a number of cities in Florida, but Orlando does appear to be extra noteworthy in these areas. The median household income in Orlando is $41,901, with the median home price sitting at $369,400. With this ratio, many employed residents choose to rent instead. However, rent is fairly high, with the average 962 square foot apartment costing $1,933 a month. Also, as expected, Orlando is infamous for being heavily populated by tourists year-round, which can make daily life frustrating with traffic congestion and crowds. Additionally, Orlando has a crime rate of 43.66 crimes per 1,000 people. Number 3. Daytona Beach. Daytona Beach is a popular destination for spring breakers, making it busy during those months. It is also home to the Daytona 500 and the biggest motorcycle rally in the country, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a great place to live. Bike Week takes place every March at Daytona Beach, and while this brings in massive revenue for the city, it is also known to be a huge hassle for the residents. The week-long event essentially takes over the whole city and causes heaps of traffic problems, and with such a bustling environment also comes a spike in crime. Overall, Daytona Beach has a crime rate of 38.65 crimes per 1,000 residents. Its name has also been marred over the years for a number of reasons, including some serious crimes that took place between 2005 and 2007. Now, this shouldn't tarnish the city too much. If you want to live fast and party hard, Daytona Beach could be the right place for you. But if you want to live a peaceful life with as little annoyances as possible, there are better places in Florida for you to reside. Number 4, Florida City. Florida City is a city in Miami-Dade County, Florida, but unlike some of the other cities in this county, Florida City unfortunately stands out notoriously when you look into the statistics. In fact, according to CoveSmart, Florida City has a safety rating of -3.66 and is by far the most violent city in Florida and one of the most violent cities in the whole country. According to Neighborhood Scout, Florida City has a crime rate of 80.02 crimes per 1,000 residents, with 26.46 of those crimes being violent in nature and 53.55 being property-related crimes. This makes Florida City one of the most dangerous cities nationwide, as well as one of the most dangerous cities in Florida. As an additional note, the unemployment rate here is 8.2%, which is higher than the national average, and the median household income is just $26,539, which is significantly less than the national median of $53,482. Number 5, Tallahassee. With 55 crimes per 1,000 people, Tallahassee is yet another Florida city with a high crime rate. Home to the crimes committed by Ted Bundy and the Sims family case, which was never solved, Tallahassee is nevertheless a thriving city in spite of this. However, it still poses many problems for its residents. Tallahassee is notorious for its unpredictable weather. It receives on average 60 inches of rain annually. But unlike places like Seattle, where high rainfall rates are brought on by a steady drizzle, Florida's rainstorms typically dump rain for a few hours before ceasing. Another huge downside to Tallahassee is its tiny airport. One quick browse on Skytrax will confirm this due to its huge amount of awful reviews. The airport's primary issue is the number of flights. The few flights that do exist are small and pricey, and there aren't many of them in or out of the city. This causes many residents to avoid the airport altogether and travel by other means, or from a different airport entirely. Although it has a cost of living that is 9.4% lower than the US average, it seems that many residents suffer the problems we mentioned. With 73 reviews from residents or former residents, Tallahassee is currently scoring a low 2 out of 5 stars on best places. Number 6, Tampa. Although Tampa is a hotspot for tourists thanks to its famous beaches and festivals, that doesn't give it a free pass. According to a report on TomTom, Tampa residents will spend an average of 110 hours a year in rush hour traffic. This statistic is partly attributable to Tampa's steadily expanding population, which is predicted to rise much more in the coming years. Another downside is the weather. More than half the year, the average high temperature in Tampa is between 80 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which can be unpleasant when combined with the city's high humidity. Tampa is also situated near the Gulf of Mexico, meaning people are at more of a risk from hurricanes and tropical storms than other Florida cities, especially from June to November. In a recent article, Tampa ranked 4th on a list of Florida's most hurricane-prone cities. With this comes more risk for flooding, property loss, and personal injury. Furthermore, Tampa's cost of living is currently 3.7% higher than the US average. Number 7. Panama City. Panama City is located along US Highway 98 and is the largest city between Tallahassee and Pensacola. This coastal city is known for being flooded with tourists during much of the year, especially during spring and summer. However, this also means it is very seasonal, meaning jobs can dry up in the off-peak months. Wintertime sees a decline in both employment and tourism, leaving locals with an above-average unemployment rate, significant levels of poverty, and a median income of $45,961. Also, in case you forgot, Hurricane Michael, which was the first Category 5 hurricane to make landfall in the United States since 1992, wreaked havoc on Panama City in 2018, which is just a reminder of the risks that come with living in some of these coastal cities. Number 8. West Palm Beach. As beautiful as it may be, when it comes to crime, West Palm Beach is far from ideal. If you live here, you can expect a 1 in 137 chance of becoming the victim of a violent crime, and a ridiculous 1 in 32 chance of falling victim to a property-related crime. If that didn't put you off, then the risk of natural disasters just might. West Palm Beach occasionally experiences hurricanes and tropical storms. Category 3 hurricanes, which may reach wind speeds of up to 111 miles per hour, visit the city around once every 10 years. Even though 10 years might seem like a long time, the storms can leave the region permanently damaged. On top of this, less severe storms happen all year long. Sinkholes often emerge as well as a result of subsurface water shifting and softening the earth. These holes can be pretty substantial and cause damage to buildings, roads, and automobiles. And to add to this, West Palm Beach's cost of living is 8% higher than the US average. Number 9. Jacksonville. Jacksonville has a poor reputation for a number of reasons. It is known for its heavy traffic problems, below average public school system, and its worrying crime rates. While it has been falling in recent years, Jacksonville's crime rate is still greater than the national average, and according to Neighborhood Scout, Jacksonville's crime rate is higher than 71% of all other American cities. This city has a violent crime rate of 6.87 per 1,000 people, which is almost double the state average, and a property crime rate of 26.89 per 1,000 people, about 54% higher than the state average. Another major concern for many, like we mentioned, is the school system. Jacksonville's public school system has come under fire for its low graduation rates and subpar academic results. This, in turn, makes families with children wary of moving to an area with such a poor reputation, which only damages the economy even further. Number 10. Cocoa. Unlike some of the other cities on this list, Cocoa is not frequented as often with tourists. However, it still sees its fair share. According to Neighborhood Scout, there are 95 crimes per square mile, over double the state average. In terms of violent crime, 11.01 violent crimes per 1,000 people, almost 3 times the state average, and property crime isn't any better, at over 3 times the state average with 55.43 property crimes per 1,000 people. With only 18,532 residents, that means there is a 1 in 91 chance that a Cocoa resident will be a victim of a violent crime, and a whopping 1 in 18 chance they'll be a victim of a property crime. Cititistics gave Cocoa a grade of an F in crime and a C in livability, and residents have noted the unfortunate reality of the city losing its charm with trashy beaches, polluted water, and tons of tourists. What about the best places to live in Florida? Watch this video to learn about that.